Black King Education TV, waking up your Bantus from sleep. This Black King Education.
Okay, this is Black Re-Education TV, where we're stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. With our theme verse being, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So if your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you are the children of Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla, the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Oh yes, Black history. The study of the Bible is Black history. And so you're welcome tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Share the link to everyone. And let somebody know tonight that you are connected to the show. We give him all the praise. We give him all the glory. We give him all the honor because he is due all the praise and all the honor. Oh yes, share the link and text a friend. And after the show, make sure you follow us on all the channels. It is on Telegram Live, it is YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and the recording is uploaded on Bantu. You are welcome tonight to the show. All praises to Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla. We give him all the praise and all the glory.
Waking up the Bantus from sleep. This Black King Education TV. Waking up the Bantus from sleep. This Black King Education TV.
Every time we begin to say who we are, we're being told when we say we are the chosen, we're being told that we are anti-Semitic, to shut us down. But this time, the long time, this time, the been before time.
This is what I have to say, and I think you will agree. There is someone who's been running around, claiming to be you and me. And now, there's no compromising. It won't be stopped. The awakening is real. There's no compromising. And we don't care how you feel. Trust, hear, and understand. We're simply speaking truth. We're exposing that fake holy land and gathering all the proof. We are not claiming to have found everything, but the Most High helps us remember. Just like He opened up our eyes and showed our New Year's in September. We don't live in fear. We're not on our own. Shinike Modimo will never leave us alone. There's no more picking the fruit from off of the vines. It's time that we draw the line. The time has come to use the gifts the Most High gave to you. Stand up, stake your claim, bear the fruit. No more going to the nations to beg or plead. So many, not any, will bring them down to their knees. say. So as you are evil, help the blind man see, and he will show you mercy. A foolish man will imagine a vain thing, a righteous man will lift his voice and sing to the name of the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, our caller, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. Through the years we have tried to get along, but in these streets we're dying. Pretty soon we'll believe in Babylon. Oh, and there'll be no more crying. In just 1 hour, Babylon will fall. Don't fear, my people, keep faith in who you call. Kalimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, Arcana, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. I am that I am. I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I am. I'm shining bright. Come to the light.
Yeah, man.
Leviticus 26:7-8. And you shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
In just 1 hour, Babylon will fall. Don't fear, my people, keep faith in who you call. Elimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, Arcana, the Holy One, the Bantu Father, the Almighty. Call Elimo, the Most High, King of Kings, Titan Zombie, Modimo, Moawe, Shinike, Agent of Days. I am that I am. I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I There's a shaking in their bones. There's a longing to go home. They're waking up and exposing all the lies. Exposing all the lies. The serpent sworn to silence cannot hide a hope to be concealed. They make up laws to try and hinder you. They want to stick their venom in your skin and keep you lost, laden with sin. To rub your soul till you're no longer you. We are the chosen seed, the chosen seed. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. Those who seek the diamonds, the riches of the world, and all the green are trodden down. The glory of all lands. And that's why they took you from your home. That's why they took away your throne. Put you in chains and called you 3/5 human. We are chosen seed, the chosen seed. We are chosen seed, chosen seed. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
Darkness falls again upon the house up on the hill. Nighttime comes, a thirst for more bloodshed. They come to kill, destroy, and steal. They will bruise your heel, but you'll overcome and crush the serpent's head. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. We are chosen seed, chosen seed. We are the chosen seed, chosen seed. We are the chosen seed. Wake us up, toddling zombie. Wake us up, our Congo. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Limo. Wake us up, toddling zombie. Wake us up, our Congo. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Medimo. Wake us up, our Heavenly Father. Wake us up, Holy One. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Mighty One. Wake us up, toddling zombie. Wake us up, our Congo. Wake us up, so many not many. Wake us up, Limo. Wake us up. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. Wake up, Bantu. might say that as a people we have come a long way. And I guess you might say, although things have changed, some things remain. You extend your hand and support all the things that I do, but on the other hand, you say I've offended you. Is that truly brotherly love? There is greatness in store. If we come together, we could be so much more. But deep in your core, there is a sin that lieth at your door. You extend your hand and support all the things that I do, but on the other hand, you say I've offended you. Is that truly brotherly love we see in you? Do we have the heart of the Father? Do we have the heart of the Father? Do we have the heart of the Father? Does He dwell in you?
You shall love Sanini, your mighty one, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
When you extend your hand and support all the things that I do, but on the other hand, you say I've offended you. Is that truly brotherly love we see in you? Do we have the heart of the Father? Do we have the heart of the Father? Do we have the heart On the surface, it may seem that we're not very different, but the heart that lies deep within shows true repentance. 'Cause we have a Heavenly Father who has set us apart. Still there are those who refuse to serve Him, but for us it's never too hard to serve so many non-in-need. So many non-in-need. So many non-in-need. So many non-in-need. What will it take before you see that you should swallow your pride and walk upright in holiness and let the Most High be your guide? 'Cause we have a Heavenly Father who will never leave us alone. We repent from what we've done in the past and no longer praise wood and stone. We praise the many non-in-need. So many non-in-need. So many non-in-need. So many non-in-need.
Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Sanini Nanini? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Sanini Nanini.
'Cause we have a Heavenly Father who hears all our cries and is evident by your behavior. You love the Father of life. We love so many non-in-need. 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 So many non-in-need.
So Nini, na Nini, so Nini, the Holy One, stand up, daughters, rise up, sons. The walls of Babylon are falling, can't you see? So Nini, na Nini, has set us free. We are his chosen generation. He woke us up to the Bantu revelation.
The Most High loves his nation.
Ashe, royal kings, royal queens, Umbaka,
Bantu generation.
Kisa, holy seed, and get to heed decree, Umbaka,
Promise restoration.
Musa, chosen nation, royal generation, Umbaka,
Pay us reparation.
Ubuntu, Ubuntu, Kimbo. Our kings wrote the ancient scriptures in their Bantu tongue. You colonized and murdered them, then lied to the young. Stole the identity, the chosen seed you took. Added Isis, Ra, and El, pagan gods to our books. Destroyed the ancient scrolls. Added twisted lies and mixed in fake letters to the names of our tribes. Abram, Isaka, and Akobi, the royal kings of the Bantu tree. The Most High loves his nation, his royal generation. Yeah. We see your wicked, evil plots. Genetic engineering, we can't be stopped. So Nini, na Nini knew the evil you would do. So he made you document the facts to show your lies too. We have his E1, B1A genetic parts. Eternal DNA like the sun, moon, and stars. Jasper, sardine, melanated stones. Revelation 4 and 3, brown skin tone.
The Most High loves his nation.
Ashe, royal kings, royal queens, Umbaka,
Bantu generation.
Kisa, holy seed, and get to heed decree, Umbaka,
Promise restoration.
Musa, chosen nation, royal generation, Umbaka,
Pay us reparation.
Ubuntu, Kimbo. Sub Saharan Africa, the holy land. My brothers and my sisters, you must understand. The Most High will restore the Bantu name. Jeremiah 30, he proclaimed. Ezekiel 37, drop bones. Wake up, Bantu, prepare to go home. He's joining the sticks, together as one. So Nini, na Nini spoke, it is done. The Most High loves his nation, his royal generation. Yeah. 1884 Berlin Conference, you divided our land. Read the scripture, Joel 3. Yes, your judgment plan. Our Bantu prophecies unrevealed, protected by the Most High, he concealed. Read Genesis 3:15, Deuteronomy 28. So Nini, na Nini, his holy seed you hate. He chose us to be above all the nations. You wicked seed, fire, annihilation.
The Most High loves his nation.
and we are one.
Thanks Sunini Nanini for breaking down every obstacle in the path to the redemption of his people. And we join the prophets that said, therefore the redeemed of Sunini Nanini shall return and come with singing unto Zion. That's what they said in the Bible. But we know it's Jerusalem. It's
paradise, 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 ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, 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 ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Yeah, I wanna go to paradise, where the roads go and the weather's nice, where the Salem ain't on fight, no moon or sun, cause you be the light, the way truth and light. So many na many, Tata is on me, mighty one over Kobe, out New Egypt, you gon' lead us, you the one to redeem us, you love us but don't need us, false doctrine, you gon' free us. Yeah, I can hear the shaking of the bones. All cause the one on the throne. A Kobe, yeah, we go home. So then please take us home. Eat paradise, eat paradise, yeah. Eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise, eat paradise. Eat paradise, ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, 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 ingefuna ukuya Jerusalem, 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 yeah.
Okay, greetings tonight once more in the precious name of our Father Almighty, Sunini Nanini Samandla. He is the mighty one of Abram, the mighty one of Asaka, the mighty one of Akobi. We thank him for his goodness, his steadfast love that never cease, and his mercies that never comes to an end. They are new every morning, and that's why we say to him, great is thy faithfulness unto Abantu. As we continue on in this series tonight, where we are endeavoring to help our brothers and sisters, yes, the African American brothers and sisters stuck in Black Hebrew Israelite, Black Jew, we want to help tonight. And so these series, though it might be a little bit hurtful sometimes how you interpret what is being said, our intention is to help you to walk away from the Ruach, walk away from Judaism, walk away from the ways that the nations have set to ensnare us and entrap us into submission to them. Religion is one. And the book, Christianity, the Arm of Vatican Enslavement, will be available to the wider audience on Tuesday of this week. Is going to be available to the wider audience. It's now for those who are getting it right now. Hallelujah. We give thanks and praise to Almighty Sunini Nanini as we continue on in the new series, Africa is a Holy Land, the real Black Hebrew Israelites, the introduction. I'm staying on this because it is important that we get our brothers off of the drug, of the pill that was given to us, that we are Hebrews, we are Israelites, we are Jews, we are Bantu Jews, we are Bantu Israel, we're Bantu Hebrews, and we're Jewish Bantu, and all kinds of nonsense and concoctions are being developed, right? So we need to bring the curtains down on this hurtful situation that we find ourselves in. It was easy for those of us who went into Christianity. We were able to move from Christianity, and we got into Judaism. We became Hebrew Israelites. So when you move from Hebrew Israelite, which is glorified Christianity, and you go deeper into the Kabbalah and you do conversion to Judaism and these things, it makes it difficult for you to extract yourself. And if you in Islam as well, it's a bit difficult. You think that you're settled and you don't need to do anything else. And so tonight we're going to look at the real Hebrew, the real black Hebrew Israelites, the introduction. It's an introduction to a conversation that is going to take a few teachings to get it through. And so sometimes when you hear the term Hebrew Israelites, it means different things to different people. To the African American, a Hebrew Israelite is a person that has left Christianity and has found Yeshua. A person that left Christianity and has found Yahuwah. A person that has left Christianity and they found Yahweh. And if you get into the messianic business of it, you might be finding Isha, Yah, and all kinds of things you'll be finding as you go on. And these are all part of a bigger whole, and the bigger picture is Chrislam. And Chrislam is designed by the Vatican. And that's why that book is very important. Christianity, the arm of Vatican enslavement. One of the tentacles is the religions of the world. And it is all designed to enslave us. And so when we mouth around and tout around these concepts, we need to understand what we're talking about. You see, if your mother is Jewish and your father looks like me, you could be referred to, you are a black Jew. And it's simply because they identify the seed line through the mother. Don't know how they do it, but they do it that way. See, because you're the male and you're the black, you become a part of the Hebrew Israelite, the black Jew. The black Jew. You're going to hear about that as we go on. You become a black Jew. Or another way of doing it, as a black person, you actually convert. Like Sammy Davis Jr., you convert to Judaism. Or I prefer to say Jewism. You convert to the religion. And so you go through that process, and at the end of that process, you become a convert to Judaism. See? So you leave Christianity and you could become a convert of Islam. You could become a convert of Judaism. And the problem there is that you identify yourself with an identification that is not accepted by others. That's one situation there. You convert and then you don't get the same benefits and privileges because you're the child of a convert. And so by birth, your father could be a Jew and your mother is not a Jew, and you could become a black Jew. Your father is a Jew, your mother is Chinese. You become a Chinese Jew. A Moroccan Jew. A Turkish Jew. You understand what I'm saying? So you have all of these varieties out there. But when you check on the DNA of this experience, and this is just the introduction tonight, when you check on the DNA, because a child takes half and half from the parent, depending on the environment you find yourself in, they might call you Black Jew, or they might call you Chinese Jew, or they might call you African Jew, they might call you Lembe Jew, they might call you Biafra Jew, they might call you Mizrahi Jew, they might call you Kashmiri Jew, they might call you Chinese Jew. These are the varieties. And so when you hear people going out looking for the lost, and you'll always hear this, the lost 10 tribes, that's not you, Black Hebrew Israelite. When the nations go looking for the lost 10 tribes, they're not looking for, they know you. You are the original. They don't go looking for you. They go looking for the children that they have left there during an occasion. You know, it's like what the Chinese are doing presently. They are going to the continent of Africa. Single Chinese men are going to the continent and they're taking up these black women. And they're making black Chinese. That's what they're doing. They're making black Chinese. See, if that was a religion, if black was a religion, then that would have been it. You see. And so the place where that, the environment where that child is going to be comfortable in is where there's a majority of black. You take that child to China and that child is excluded because that's a black child in China. But in Africa, that's a Chinese baby. And so the concept of Black Jew needs to be exploited or explode and explore so that we could understand. So you don't just get two parents that are black and then end up calling yourself a Black Jew. You can't become. You see, and people do. So from two continents, Africa and America, you're black. Your DNA is E1B1A, and then you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite or a Jew. They're the same. But you think it's different. Because when you read the Bible and you know that the Bible is about you, African American, you take on the identity that has been implanted there without examining it. So you see a Hebrew, though it was fakely put in there against the name of Abraham, you call yourself a Hebrew. You see, Jacob, because you don't know that his name is a Kobe and he's black, then you call yourself an Israelite because they say that his name was changed. All of this is what they have done. And when I come now, and we come here from Black Education TV and other places, and we are re-examining this information and presenting to you information, you wanna not do any research, but challenge what we're saying without any proof. You can't do it. It's not right. Because if Bishop Nathaniel was sitting here with me and the leader of JOCC, and we were talking about this issue tonight, and I would ask them, you know, tell me about your DNA. And then they would say to me, and then I would say, why are you claiming to be a Hebrew Israelite or a Black Jew? Tell me about it in your DNA. It cannot be founded in the DNA. It can only be found in a religious concept or construct. But that's not who we are. We're not religion. We exist before religion. How dare we define ourselves by religions or religious concepts? And they will argue about this. And it's so painful to watch that intelligent brothers like these and I just picked those two, there are many others, will sit down in a conversation and say that Jacob and Esau were brothers. And in the same breath, they will say Esau is the white man and they're Jacob. And when we go to the DNA is completely different. How does it happen? You are not having a conversation from a position of knowledge and reality. You are blindly being a Christian, a glorified Christian, an elevated Christian, an arrogant Christian. That's what you have become. Of course, there are lots of humble Hebrew Israelites. And when they ask their leaders in the congregation, if you ask these leaders that I'm mentioning here about the way forward with this information that they have now, they will tell you it don't matter. Sometimes you wonder who they're working with. Are they working with this awakening or against this awakening? They tell the congregation it doesn't matter because they don't want to explain the fact that Esau and Jacob are brothers, biological brothers, and therefore one is not white and one is not black. And the DNA is the same. And even if you read, he was born red and hairy, you cannot interpret that to mean that these two brothers that share the same DNA of one father will be different from their maker, their father, Isaac. A black man born in Beersheba, in KwaZulu-Natal. You see, they dismiss this information and then they find other methods of coming around this information, like the Acts of the Apostles continue, the return to Uganda. How do you get to return to a place that you didn't come from? And this is the problem with the nations in the Levant. How they talk about Aliyah to that land, and they originally didn't come from that land. I know Napoleon was trying long before the Balfour Declaration to declare that place, like Balfour did. But this is not scriptural. It is not scriptural. It cannot be the Creator putting that designation on. And that's why those who have been using the name of the Creator and the Bantu scrolls to justify their behavior, Sonini has stepped on the scene. And he's exposed the nations. And everybody know now that that cannot be the chosen people, because these people are killing the little babies at the breast of their mothers. Is anybody justifying what the others have done? No. But we say back in our culture, 2 wrongs don't make a right. But it's for this world to answer. This world will answer to that. You didn't answer to it when it was 800,000 genocide in Rwanda, but Britain wants to send people to Rwanda today. They shall not stand. Sunini is orchestrating a change in this earth that we need not fight, we need to allow it to happen. It's the only time peace will reign on earth and there will be goodwill towards all men. When Sunini sets up his righteous rule on this earth, and guess what? None of us can stop it, because he's doing it. And he's doing it with his angels. He has discharged them. And he's bringing the wicked kingdom down. And the most we can do is join with Sonini Nanini in this fight. The whole world has seen genocide. They understand it. If they didn't understand the Rwanda genocide, which Britain thinks it's safe to send people to, the Rwanda genocide, they've forgotten it and they're glossing it over because they want to set mercenaries in that land for the final day. See, religion has been the whipping horse of the nations. They have used it. They have weaponized it. And they've done it to the point where it's difficult for the ordinary man, the average person, to figure out what to do next. But I urge you to call on the name of Sunini Nanini. Every single person on earth will know that name. Not too long from now. Everybody will know who Sunini Nanini is. He's not Yahuwah. He's not Yahweh. He's not Allah. He's not Jehovah. He's not El Shaddai and Elohim. He is not Lord God. He is above all of that. All of that concoction by humans, religions, he is above all. And he is demonstrating that there is none like him in all the universe. He is righteous. And he will remove wickedness from the earth. And so what these Gentiles, these nations did, like I said, the Chinese did, they get in there and by consent, they're polluting the African gene pool. That's what they're doing. Europe did it by force. They raped. But now this is happening voluntarily. It is the same thing. In Cuba, there are 16 shades of black. What do you think they did? They moved in males to white out the black race in these locations. The Chinese are doing it now, and because it's the Chinese, we're not noticing it because it's happening voluntarily. It's not rape because the women have been confused now. They've lost their direction, and so they're going with Chinese men easily. And those are Chinese babies. And those babies are going to be entitled to land on the continent by virtue of the fact that their mothers are Africans, are black people. Sunini was warning us. They shall not stand. And so, the Chinese are not the first to have done it. Europeans did it. And so there are children on the earth today with one parent that is black, and no black is a Jew, and the mother could be Jewish. So he can claim any side there. Or the father. In many of the cases, when they go looking for the 10 tribes, like I said, they're looking for the children that they have left behind in Kashmir, in Morocco, in parts of Africa, in parts of the Caribbean. Those children have rose up today to become your prime ministers in some of these locations, your presidents in some of these locations. And you don't get to know it because you don't get to look behind the DNA to see who is sitting there. And that's the problem with Esau. Because he's like a Kobe, you don't even know when Esau, we only know Esau by his fruits now. Because he carries the same DNA. He is not white. I mean, the black Hebrew Israelites, they teach a lot of things. I hear them saying that the Chinese are Moab. Then Abraham is a Moabite. He's related to the Moabites, because Lot is Abraham's nephew. That's Sarah's brother. And if Lot, got children, and the name of the children are the Moabites, they can't be Chinese. I mean, mathematics dictates that. It's not possible. But when they talk only, they just say what they want to say. And that's why I'm here tonight talking about the Hebrew Israelite, my brothers. The deception is great. You've got to sit down and rethink and be honest and come back to your congregations and say, I have made an error. We have been wrong on this point. We're changing this position. We're pausing on this until we understand it better. You have to do that. That's what wisdom is. Because you and I are not wise in ourselves. We depend on the wisdom of Sunini Nanini. And if we don't know him and we're depending on the Ruach, we'll be led astray. You need the spirit of Ubuntu. And so they always talk about the 10 lost tribes because they feel that they are Judah. Now I know they're listening. I know they're listening. Please listen. I'm addressing my brothers, the Hebrew Israelites. I remember the night when I was shown a link, a screenshot. Hello, my brother.
Yes, Elder, we don't see you anymore on the screen. Okay, I think you're back now.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a screenshot with thumbs up 11,000. And by the end of the show, it disappeared. They're saying right now on the screen there, 156 people are online. When this show is finished, it's going to be 40. So I know. If I touch the keyboard, if I hold a chord, even if the chord is wrong, somebody claims that piece of music is theirs from the wrong chord. You're watching. The truth is hurtful. It's bitter. And so I stick with my Hebrew Israelite brothers tonight. Who are the real Hebrew Israelites? Who are the real black Jews? If it's not by conversion, it is by lineage, where one parent is a Jew. And hence, like I said, we have all the varieties. But you don't get to know that on the surface. So when they go down to a place looking for lost tribes of Israel, that's not you. Lost tribes of the Hebrews, it's not you. Lost Jewish tribes, it's not you. They're looking for the children that they have left behind. And those children become very bitter sometimes and attack their parents. And we believe sometimes that they're fighting on our sides. Really, they're angry with their parents for leaving them out there, making them and leaving them out there without their identity, without claiming them. And they come in among us because they can come in because they look like us. They will never expose the DNA because then we might know that though they look like us, they are not of us. And they can't come in and despise the liberty wherein with we exercise our praises and worship to Sunini Nanini. And they try to silence us without us knowing that they are not of us. And this is the introduction tonight. But we struggle to learn very quickly because your slave master that named you, he will never name you a name that puts you in connection with your ancestors. And if you got a name, and I've said it to young boys that come to this country, don't throw away your African name. Don't cut it short to make you fit in. You're disconnecting yourself from your ancestors. When the slave ships went out, you saw all of them names, Yahuwah and all kind of names, Yahweh, all kind of names you see on those people in the boat. Who you think put it there? It was the Hebrew Israelites that named the cargo that they were carrying, and we thought that those were our real names. And so when we grow up in this way, we say, you see the logs of the slave ship? They're telling us who we are. Nobody's going to tell you who you are. They're never going to do that. They're not angry that you're waking up. Because the rise of the children of a Kobe means the end of the children of the nations. They who rule over us will be ruled over. They're not having it. And all you are doing is playing the game that they play. You want to be them. Because you read, I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews and are not. So you say then it must be you, the Jew. It's not like that. He's just saying, I know them and I know they are not what they're saying they are. It doesn't mean that you need to take on that identity. And that's the problem. So when we wake up and we say, oh, you know what? This Messiah can't be JC, can't be looking like JC. He must look like us. And then you take JC and change his name. And they knew that you were going to do that. So they had prepared for us a long time ago, Yeshua. And then you know how we perfect the wrongs. Then we made it out to be Yahweh Shai. That's what we are good for. Perfecting the wrongs of these nations. Always defending the evil that they do. So Nini is making them do evil on a proportion that you cannot match. And the whole world is watching and saying, this cannot be the people. They are not. We are the people. And we are not Hebrews. And we are not Israelites. And we are not Jews. Howbeit, our older folk will struggle to get rid of JC. And when they come into Hebrew Israelite, and I love the testimony I was listening to today, being bold to recognize when you are in the wrong and walk away from it. And you might have to apologize to a couple of people. Just do it. That's the people that Sunini Nanini want in this time. Not your arrogant self calling Chinese Moabites. And then the other one is saying, if it divides, it doesn't matter. Just leave it. It doesn't matter. Some are saying, Africa is the Holy Land. No, it's Israel. And they're sitting in Africa, collecting tithes and offerings in Africa. Yeah. From African people. You want to carry them African people. These Bantu people, you want to carry them to the land of Israel. Is that what you want to do? No, you're not doing that. You're making merchandise out of the children of Sunini and Anini. And I urge them not to participate in such wickedness because they're going to be judged for it. So, they took our ancestors on the slave ships, the Ashkenazi merchant ships, and they raped them. So there are a lot of black Jews out there. That's how you become one. You don't just decide that you're going to become your Jew or your Israelite or your Hebrew. It's not like that. Have you converted? And if you haven't, then are you biological? And if you are, then you could be your father's child. Or you might be identified by your mother, according to them. That's how it works. Just like how the person across the road can't bring the child and say to you, this child is your child. and you can't do nothing about it. That's your child. No, you're going to do a DNA test in this time, and you're going to find out. And you'll be very confident when you're doing that test, because especially if the child is not looking like you. What will you do when you discover that it's your child? You have options. You either take the child and become the father or the mother to that child, so the child can have identity, biological identity, not superficial religious identity. Now, because a Chinese convert to Islam, that makes him an Arab. And because you African convert to Judaism, that now makes you a Jew. And then you want to identify your homeland. So the Chinese begins to claim Arabia instead of Asia, because he converted to a religion. You become African American, 2 continents. All it is saying is an African that moved to America. That's all you are. Your DNA will say that. Your DNA is going to be on the continent from whence your ancestors came. It doesn't matter how long you left. If it's at the time of the pre-runner of Mansa Musa, Abdul Qadir. No matter how long you get out there. Not because you get out there and you could prove that your ancestors didn't come in the transatlantic slave trade, that will now make you an Indian. Dane Calloway. That now makes you an Indian. So Christopher Columbus set sail, and he thought he was in India, and then he just called it West India, and that makes you a West Indian, an Indian. This is what they have done to us, and we submitted ourselves to these constructs. And now it's difficult, because the Hebrew Israelites actually believe, and I've been down that road, actually believe that we are black Jews. But none of our parents are Jewish. Why don't do conversion? Think, how are you claiming that identity? Then you say, they're robbing you of your identity. They created a brand and you bought into the brand. Is it difficult to claim your real identity? Is it hard to believe that you are African looking? Al-Kebulan people, Azania, from the dark continent? Is that shameful to say? I ask you, why do you want to be identified by another brand? And so, I'm saying all of that to say, Hebrew Israelites, leadership of the Hebrew Israelites, you have to sit down. Sit down and think. Think of what you believe and why you believe what you believe. You believe what you believe because they told us that we came from the land of Israel. We somehow were able to escape from the fake Canaan's land. Well, I've proven to you that there's no Canaan's land there. There's no promised land there. There's no holy land there. There's no Jerusalem there. It's fake. Sit down and ask yourself, where did you get that history? It's not in the Bible. You cannot see where you run from the Levant and come into Africa. I mean, they were able to convince the Lembe people. And we'll talk about that when we go in deeper. Eastern Europeans were able to convince the Lembe people that they came from Sana instead of Sena. And they say, okay, we crossed the Red Sea in a boat. Your ancestors went across on dry ground and you came back on a boat. Fake stories. You came from the Sudan, Babylon. It's always been the Sudan. It's always been Nubia, Babylon, the land of Cush, father of Nimrod. Nimrod is not an Iraqi, but you hear them say, oh, we're going to Iraq to look for the body of Nimrod. They know they're lying. Civilization on earth started on the continent, among dark peoples. Why you want to be identified with something that is not dark? There is a problem. The same problem that caused those people to want to steal your identity is causing you to want to steal their identity and be arrogant about it. If you believe that Shem was black, please, all Shem's children are black. Elam is not an Iranian. He's a black man that lived in Tunisia. And his first son, Susa, is the name given to the capital of his land. It's black people. Arphaxad, his land is Algeria, in which the Ura Mountains are found. Ur of the Chaldees. Tira is in the land of Arphaxad. He's in West Africa, in Namri, in what you call today Niger. You think Europeans didn't know what they were doing when they divided up this land? They sat down at the Berlin Conference and they carved this thing up to hide these biblical locations and the biblical history, so that now you call them names that did not exist, or in a form that it didn't exist before. And so you think you run out from Israel and you come to Africa. And so the Lembe think he crossed in a boat from Yemen. Who is telling him these things? Who is he reading and listening to? And then they tell him, you don't have written history. Your history is oral, because they stole the written history called the Bible, and they call it the Torah. It's your history that they have stolen and tell you that they were writing before you when they learned language from you. Black and brown people were talking long before Europe left the caves of the Caucasus Mountains, long before. Wagons were running on the continent long before there were roads, proper roads in Europe. But you don't get to see that history, or it's hidden in a book, as usual, and the price is very high. So you believe the lie, because the price is too high. So, when we talk about black Hebrew Israelites, black Jews, we're talking about a person who has at least one ancestor that is Jewish. Yeah. You, black Hebrew Israelite, like me, we got two ancestors that are not Jewish. How then you want to become a Jew? Is it a religion you're talking about? Is it a bloodline you're talking about when you say that? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Bible? The Bible doesn't support what you're saying. The whole Bible is in Africa. Why are you trying to put this Bible in the Levant? I show you where they were trying to fix the New Testament, New Testament of Amen, in the Levant. But it can't work, because the places in the Levant was taken from Sub Saharan. And when one was not taken from there, once it got a name there, you can't find it in Sub Saharan. You can't find it in the biblical location. There's nothing like Tel Aviv. There's no Galilee Sea there. Lake Tiberias is not a sea. But they're able to do this in front of our face because they wrote the books that we're reading. And we read what they have written. We don't know to read between the lines, to read what they're not saying or not writing. You know, I remember when we all fell into the trap when they said that his name is I am that I am. And when we were questioning, why would he be named I am that I am? They said, no, that's his name. We were in the seminaries, the cemeteries. We were learning the Bible in the cemeteries. Dead stuff. We questioned this thing. He said, you can't name I am that I am. So no, he can be whoever you want to be. We didn't realize that these people were writing this, changing this thing up and saying it to us in a way. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? And he wasn't even saying that. Am I saying we should discard the Bible? No. I'm saying we need the spirit of truth, the spirit of Ubuntu. Ask Suninanini to give you his spirit. He will give you freely and liberally because you are a child, African American. Child of Africa that came to America, wants to now move on to become a Jew, a Hebrew, an Israelite. Nonsense. That's how easy it is. That's how easy to change his name from a Kobe to Israel. And if you could believe that, it's easy for you to do what you're saying and doing there. I'll share one image tonight in this conversation. We're going to come back on it. Share one image tonight. I'll explain this. See, this young lady's father is a black man, but her mother is an Eastern European Jew. She is a black Jew by birth. These are Kashmiri Jews. But this is a convert, Sammy Davis Jr., to Judaism. He's a convert. And like I was saying, we've got a lot of people between us, even projecting themselves, projecting the black side of them, because they're not accepted by the white side of them. It creates a problem. We will always love them. But we have to understand that there's black Jew because of interracial marriage. But if your mother, Bishop Nathaniel, Tom Jones, John King, whoever your name is, if your two parents, JOCC, if your two parents are black Africans, you can't become a Jew. You're not a Jew. Have you done conversion? Like Sammy Davis did. And you can convert, to be full out, because sometimes one parent is black and another one is Jewish, and then to be accepted into the culture, the system where you want to be identified as because you have a choice, you could do the conversion. You're required to. I remember the Lembe when I was in Botswana today, and I'm sitting in this Lembe brother's house, and then he took out his Bible and he took out an article from the newspaper that he kept between the pages of his Bible, and he said, "Look, they know that we are Jews. We Lembe are Jews. We Lembe have ancestors to Abraham, and they tell you that if you have an ancestor to Abraham, Abraham was a Jew. They hated the Messiah is calling him a Jew. And they want to call Joshua a Jew. So they call everybody that come out of the Bible. All them black and brown people become Jew. And then you come down in the 21st century and you are the one doing it to yourself now. They call them Jews. But they were all black people. And so that the reverse psychology is operating now. That you are now on your own calling yourself a Jew. Because they designated your ancestors as Jews. You now come full circle, full cycle, and you now declare yourself to be a Jew. But your ancestors don't know that. They have never known themselves to be Jews, Hebrews, or Israelites. They don't know those things. But look at the children. The fathers ate the sour grapes, wanting to be like the nations. Now the children teach us at an edge. They didn't know that. You come here now and you're identifying. You want to identify as a Jew. How different are you from those people, those males that want to identify as females? No different. It's not a reality. You can wear a pink skirt and carry a pink hand purse and your muscles are hard like mine. And you can walk as gentle as you want. You're a male. You're trying to identify as female. Black Hebrew Israelite, Black Jew, you're trying to identify as a person that you are not. You're not different to those people that want to do gender transformation. They want to change their gender. You're changing yours. And the world is laughing because they say, look at them now. They don't even look at them. They're so lost. But Sonini is waking his people up at this time. He's waking his people up at this time. Which of you, your father or your mother, is a Jew? Which of you, Black Hebrew Israelite? Come forward. Those who will not come forward, they know this fact that they are children of the nations, but they sit between us and sow the division, telling us about Negroes and Hebrews. They know. Or they have converted. And they keep it a secret. So they're now working with the enemy against this awakening. We know them by their fruit. A tree is known by its fruit. In the same way, a child is known by its parents. When you see a rose, you don't call it a sunflower. Sunflowers don't pollinate roses, and roses don't pollinate. So giraffes don't mate with gazelles. They keep the gene pool as it is. And you have not even mated. Your father is a black man from Africa. Your mother is a black woman from Africa. And somehow you want to be called a black Jew. And is arguing to be a black. And you want to take over the inheritance of those who are. We all made that mistake, but this time. It's time a long time, this time I've been before time. He's gathering all his jewels, precious jewels, his love and his own, like the stars of the morning, his bright crown adorning. They shall shine in their beauty, bright gems for his crown. Why do you want to identify? No, just imagine, right? You are in a situation in the animal kingdom and you see a lion over there and a hippopotamus over there. And there's a little baby hippopotamus over there trying to identify himself as a lion. He'll be eaten. He can only be food for the lion. He can't be a lion. He don't have the genes of the lion. That's what you're doing, African American brothers and sisters. You are taking on an identity that you have no connection with. A fake identity inserted into the Bantu scrolls, and you now taking it on and doing it to yourself. Nobody's doing you, you're doing yourself. And you know what's the funny thing is when they read about the Spanish Inquisition, where the group of people in Spain, the Sephardim Jews, the Jews of West Africa, of the West, not the East, the West, were forced into conversion to Christianity, Catholicism in particular, and they refused. Some refused and some did, and a lot of them changed their names to Christian names, like David and Boris. Changed their names to Christian names so that because they're all Europeans, their names will use as the identification. That's why they use your name. So I got British names. You get the picture, but I'm black. So Sephardim Jews took on Spanish names, British names, Portuguese names, or English names, and so on. And then they were assimilated into those locations based on there. And they behaved, some of them converted, they became the popes and the bishops and so on. But in essence, they're still Sephardim Jews. You, in essence, you are still an African that came to America. You can't change. I've not spoken about your parents yet. That's just an African that came to America. That's how you have been identified. Your parents, both of them, one of them might come from, like mine, Sierra Leone, and the other one from Mali side, and so on and so on. You get the picture. So it forces you to sit down. How am I calling myself a Hebrew Israelite? Both of my parents are from Africa. Am I using a religious identity, Hebrew and Israelite? It cannot be a biological identity. Hebrew and Israelite, for me, is not a biological identity. It's a religious identity. So I can't claim anything that belongs to the biological people of that identity. You see a Chinese claiming, Mecca is his land because he converted to Islam. So he wants to he wants to live in Mecca now because he is converted to Islam. My African sisters, even your African baby with a Chinese man is not going to be accepted easy in China. They do that to people who is fully If you're fully black, you suffer in this nation's hand. Maybe vice versa, I don't know. But the time has come for us to sit down and face these realities. And like I said, this is an introduction tonight because we have to talk about this. This young lady is a black Jew. This young man, whether he has Jewish parents involved with him, we're talking about a convert to Judaism. A converted Jew. Who are you? Black Hebrew Israelite. Still somebody struggling to find their identity and is laying hold on identities that don't belong to him, cannot match him unless he's talking about a religion. You see, there is a conversation out there that the Khazars, we all repeat it from time to time, the Khazars converted to Judaism. Is it Judaism or Talmudism? Who was the author of Judaism that they converted to? It couldn't be the Bible, because the Bible doesn't teach that. Unless you make the Bible to teach that by changing things inside and putting in there in the New Testament, where is he that is born King of the Jews? Then if there's a king born to the Jews in the Bible, then the Bible must be a Jewish book. Then David must be a Jew. Solomon must be a Jew. So we don't need to build temples and build synagogues. Let's go build temples now because the Bible is Jewish. That's what happens. And who is helping to fuel this? Our Hebrew Israelite brothers, because they're now jostling with real Jews for their identity. It's a mistake. And don't be too prideful. Step away from it. So you can behold the glory of Bawa Sonini Nanini. Tatanzambi, Mudimo, Mowari, Chiniki, Uludamari. It's a rich heritage. Everybody will want to be you just now. Now you want to be them. Everybody will want to give up their identity to be connected to you. But now you wanting to connect with the other, the opposite way. That's how they have reverse engineer the Bible. Now you want to be them. They know who you are, but you want to be them. They really love it if you take over where they are and physically, and they could take over where you are or belong to physically. If Europe could have Africa and give all of Europe to the Africans, they would love it. Europe would love it. They have all the resources. Oh, wow, what's the level of trade and the level of food production that is starving you from doing right now, controlling even the very seeds that you should be planting is controlled by them. Turning before it's too late. How long halt ye between two opinions? If Sunini Nanini, Samandla, is the mighty one, the creator of heaven and earth, or Baal is your God, choose today. Choose. Don't halt anymore between two opinions. Don't be Laodiki. Thanks, Johnny John. Don't sit on the fence. There'll be no fence, but offense. In closing, I want to thank everyone who is in the chat room tonight. I note the number. I note 177 going up and so on to 80, 79, 80 and so on. I know I'll see 40, 43 at the end of the show, according to YouTube. We don't care about them numbers. We know what Sunini is doing in this earth. He's saving his people. I want to thank everyone for coming in the chat room tonight. May the Most High Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla, the Mighty One of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, continue to watch over our Bantu as we continue to experience his glorious resurrection. We thank him, and thank you, and good night.
Black King Education TV, waking up the Bantus from sleep to sleep. Black King Education.
Okay, this is Black Re-Education TV, where we're stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. With our theme verse being, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." So if your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you are the children of Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla, the Mighty One of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Oh yes, Black history, the study of the Bible is Black history. And so you're welcome tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Share the link to everyone. And let somebody know tonight that you are connected to the show. We give him all the praise. We give him all the glory. We give him all the honor because he is due all the praise and all the honor. Oh yes, share the link and text a friend. And after the show, make sure you follow us on all the channels. It is on Telegram Live, it is YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and the recording is uploaded on Bantu. You are welcome tonight to the show. All praises to Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla. We give him all the praise and all the glory.
Waking up the Bantus from sleep to sleep. Black King Education TV. Waking up the Bantus from sleep to sleep.